Hello, it is 8:30 p.m. and welcome to the weather update for October 25th, 2019. We're going to talk about some changes in the forecast going on as far as next week. It looks like, unfortunately, the euro is trending to be a little more right with the rain lingering on to Halloween. But anyway, let's go and first take a look at the current conditions outside. So Central Park has 60. 58 at Farmingdale. Dew point's a little higher, 53. We had a lot of clouds around today. Got up into the mid 60s. It's saying clear, oddly enough, but it's not clear. We had a high overcast. Don't know why it's saying that. That's definitely not supposed to be. It's supposed to be mostly cloudy. 58 at Islip, and you can see it was overcast all day with highs in the mid 60s. And looking at New Jersey, well, look and see if it's any warmer there. 58, no, not really. Not really. 57 at Tom's River, and they got up to, it was warmer there today, got up to 67. Looking at the satellite imagery, we got this front that's trying to move through, but it's going to get a little hung up possibly to the south, so we may not clear out. And we also got tropical systems we got to talk about, too. So let's talk about these tropical systems, and we'll look at everything else. So Olga has now formed. Tropical storm Olga has now formed in the Gulf of Mexico, and maximum sustained winds are near 40 miles an hour. So let's go take a look at Olga, and then we got to look at Pablo too. That's out, and Olga is expected to merge with a cold front and become post-tropical. So it probably won't last very long as a tropical system. So it's going to be riding up that cold front, which brings us the soaking for Sunday that we're going to be dealing with. So let's take a look at the public advisory here on so a depression becomes tropical storm Olga, and it's expected to merge the cold front. It's located about 260 miles south of Lake Charles, Louisiana. 40 mile an hour maximum sustained winds, moving to the north-northeast at 18 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure 998 millibars, or 29.47 inches. So I'm not going to really read too much into this because, again, it's going to merge with a system, and it's not really going to amount to much. But we also have Tropical Storm Pablo. So you have another tropical storm here that has formed, again, in this really unusual area. Why isn't this working? Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is the track for Pablo, and it's probably going to become extratropical as well. I want to go back to, okay. There's no statement. It just gives us a cone. So, again, maximum sustained winds are 45 miles an hour. It's moving this to the east-southeast at 10 miles an hour. And minimum central pressure is not on here, oddly enough. I guess they don't have it. But anyway, these aren't major storms, but they are issuing some advisories on them. Let's go down to tropical tidbits and take a look at the current storms that we have. So we have Pablo. We'll start off with Pablo, just this very disorganized. There it is. Extremely disorganized, as you can see. So that's Pablo. And Olga, also, this one's a little more impressive. You can see some more impressive convection, but it's still very disorganized. But there is some really impressive convection going on here. Not so much with the winds, but again, with intense rain and thunderstorms likely. In fact, let me go look at the lightning, and we're going to see, probably see a lot of lightning activity around that area. Yeah, you can see lots. So you can see all the lightning activity going on here, and that's again convection, but it's not very organized. So let's go back to the models, and we're going to go through the models, and we're going to look at the GFS and take a look at this next system that we're going to be dealing with for the weekend. So basically, this is Olga. This is the extra. It's going to get merged into this cold front and low pressure system. We have this weak area high pressure built in for tomorrow, keeps us dry, and then this low tracks into the Great Lakes, and we get this chain of moisture up the East Coast. And we're going to see the worst of it is actually going to be right over our area, right there. All right, and then that moves out. All right, and that moves away, and then we have this system here. This is the see how much slower it is now. Remember, it had it moving through on Halloween. So let's go back a run. Let's go back to yesterday. So this is 18Z yesterday. You had the system through on the high building in, but now we look at this. You will see the system is much slower. So the Euro solution is more correct. Once again, the Euro shows itself to be more accurate. We may not like what the Euro says, but it is more accurate. We may not want to hear what the Euro says, but it is more accurate. So you can see we're going to have another possible soaking for Halloween. And this thing is going to linger and take its sweet time to get on out of here. And this could be another soaking for us on Halloween. With this low tracking to the west of us, we'll be in the warm air and the humidity and all the moisture and the heavy rain. And then after that, we can finally get into some dry air, hopefully. All right. But first, let's deal with this system. So we're going to go into our region here and take a closer look at this. Okay. This is going to be, again, the system for Sunday. So this is the GFS, and you can see, look at that heavy rain that is going to track right over us. Sunday is going to be a soaker. There's just no way around it. It's definitely going to be a soaker. When we look at the amount of rain we are going to get, you will see that we could be seeing well over an inch of rain, maybe even 2 more inches of rain. So we went from an extremely dry pattern. Now we're kind of in an extremely wet pattern. We're just getting these rainstorms. And so it's going to be a lot of rain with this, as you can see here. And there could be some amounts over 2 inches likely possible. We shift over to the NAM. I'll show you the NAM. NAM is also in a similar agreement here. All right, this is the 12-kilometer NAM on this. Similar agreement on the rainfall totals. All right, could be between 1 and 2 inches. Generally, it seems to be the bet across our area. So if we look at the storm on the NAM, you will see that we get into that really heavy rain in the afternoon. All right, and then that goes. The NAM, it does move it through quickly, though, I will say, and then it's kind of gone by, say, after 6 o'clock. And again, the further south and west you are, the quicker it will end, obviously. Let me just go to the 3-kilometer NAM, which is the higher resolution NAM, so you can get a better idea of what we'll be dealing with. So you can see this heavy rain showers and thunderstorm activity. It's going to hit right in the afternoon and early evenings. Then it moves out. But this, again, could give us 1 to 2 inches of rain. It's going to be a soaker for sure. We're going to also look at the dew points, because it's also to trigger this rain, you're going to have high humidity. So we start off tomorrow. We have low dew points tomorrow, and then the dew points come up as this rain arrives. And dew points, you could really see a strong low-level jet from the southeast transporting up tropical air, and there could be some strong winds too with this. Not like what we saw with the other storm, but still, the one we had that caused a lot of damage recently. But there's still going to be some strong winds with this, and you can see that strong low-level jet and that humidity. You could see that tropical air, and that's where all the heavy rain is going to be, especially around this boundary here. This is where you're going to have that heavy rain, and then that moves away. So the question is, let's look at the wind speeds here and see what kind of wind speeds we may be seeing from this as far as wind speeds go. Doesn't look too terrible. It won't be too terrible, but it'll be a stormy afternoon on Sunday, basically, is what we're trying to get at here. So let me go and look at the clouds for this weekend on the NAM, and then we'll go to the GFS. So here is the Saturday. Look at the clouds, and you see we're going to have some clouds around. It won't be clear, but there'll be some sunshine, some high clouds, more clouds later in the afternoon, and then we've got to deal with all the clouds from this system here. Obviously Sunday, and then the question is, what happens Monday? How much does it clear out? Obviously the NAM only goes out that far, so now we're going to go to the GFS and take a look at that. So the GFS fortunately does give us a clear day on Monday, so Monday could be a nice day, and then we got more clouds for Tuesday, Wednesday. We got that system that we're going to deal with, and hopefully that system gets out of here and we can have a nice day maybe on Friday to kick off November. Or maybe Saturday, too. We'll have to keep an eye on this, obviously. That's a ways out, that second system. But it just goes to show you that the Euro was right when it comes to that. So now we'll go look at the temperatures. We'll go back and we'll look at tomorrow. So tomorrow, we're in the low 60s, a little warmer further south. Again, you have this cool air, dry air. It's trying to build in from the north, but you have a stalled front. So that's why it's not going to clear out, because we got the stalled front there. And then for Sunday, we see that warm air try to come up. Could be 70 in Tom's River. Probably not making it to 70 here. And then we get that see that system move out. And then the next day we could have mid 60s, maybe near 70 and possible in New Jersey, especially toward Tom's River. And Tuesday, you can see what happens with that warmth that comes up. Right, you can see that warmth that's coming up. With that, you can clearly see that cold front right there. All right, but it's going to stall out. Doesn't make it through on Thursday. We have to wait till Friday when it finally makes it through, and then we finally get that push of cool air, and we go drop into the low and mid 50s. And then for that weekend, we're staying cool, and that's very fortunate that we're staying cool. You know, it's going to be November. We've got to put an end to this warmth already. It's ridiculous. So let's go and look at some other models here. I'm trying to well, I don't have far enough out for that. For this second system, I don't have far enough out. What I can do is we can look at the 24-hour accumulated precip. So this will give us what the second system could drop, and this is a look again. It's going to be another soaker for possibly Thursday, Halloween, with another inch to 2 inches of rain possible. All right. So now let's go look at the European model. All right. So we can take a look at the European model, and we're going to look at the European model first with the second system here. This is using windy.com. So let's go and take a look at the Sunday event here. This is this Sunday's event. So you can see what's going on. This is a look at the winds. You can see out over the water the heavy winds are. If we go to wind gusts, you will see we could have some gusts up into the 40s. So 53 offshore. So the South Shore could see some strong winds. If you're not along the water, it probably won't be as bad. But again, you got this strong low-level jet that's coming in, and those have a tendency to bring some strong winds. And you can look at the wind gusts. Yeah, we're already looking at wind gusts. Let's see rain. So this is what the radar interpretation would look like, and you can see there's some really heavy stuff that's going to wind up moving through, especially but it moves through quick. The good news is this is a fast mover, so I guess it could be out of there by the evening, perhaps, especially over long hours. This is 6 p.m. You can see it's kind of moving out already. You could also look at this thunderstorms level here, and this will give us a little bit of a chance for thunderstorms. It wouldn't surprise me if there could be a few, but it's not a significant chance. That's for sure. Now we go to the second system. Let's go back to the rain. Look at the rain for the second system. So this is the 31st. Now it does not have a soaker. So the Euro does not have a soaker for us next Thursday, which would be Halloween. It just has light rain over us, and it probably delays that front even more, I bet. That may be what it is. You can see the winds are coming from the south. Looking at the winds, you see that they're coming from the south. This is Thursday. So the GFS is still faster than the Euro. GFS brings the front through by Friday. The Euro does not, which is interesting. So if we look at the temperature, you'll see that. Look at how warm the Euro gets us on Friday. 76 in Tom's River, 69. Let's look at the Thursday. So Thursday be a little cooler. All right, because we have more of an onshore flow, but then it really brings that warm air in, and then brings the front through, I'm assuming, later in the weekend. Yeah, so 2 p.m., this is when the front comes through on Saturday. So there's still a delay between when the front comes through on this model. That's something to consider. And I'm curious to see, if we go look at Friday, I bet you that warm air is also going to be accompanied by some high dew points as well. So let's take a look at that. Yep, 65. Yep. So you have the total difference between GFS and the Euro still not agreeing on this system. GFS is coming more in line with the Euro, but it's not all the way there yet. But I'm inclined to believe the Euro, because the Euro is generally a more advanced model. Let's look at the rain chances again and see. So the front it comes through, and the Euro is much drier also with this front too, as you see here. Not as much rain accompanied with this front. We look at clouds. You can see there's the front, and it clears it out by Saturday. So we'd have to wait till Saturday. I'm more inclined to believe the Euro. I'm thinking the front's going to slow. The GFS might be a little fast. Again, we could take a look at the if we look, you can see there's the front. We can look at the temperatures. Again, we'll go to temperatures. showing the wind flow. So here's the NAM on Friday. All right, gives us a very warm day. Look at the GFS. Total difference. So we still have a disagreement as to what's going to happen next week. So we're going to have to keep our eyes on that. But in the meantime, we've got a soaker to deal with Sunday, but I'm hoping it'll be a quick shot. So with that, that wraps up this weather update. Take care, and thank you for watching.